game activated.
There's a place at the end of the
road. 2018 GSL Season 2 Overgrowth. 2018 GSL Season 2 Codes Overgrowth.
What's up, everybody? We're back for another day of the GSL Codes. It's been a fantastic season so far. Toast and I have been casting non-stop the last few weeks.
Oh, man.
Both ASL and GSL.
Well, you
it's
even
gonna
more
be
than me
fast.
at this point. It's pretty crazy, but yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We had a sick night of ASL last night. If you haven't seen that, or if you're not a big-time StarCraft 1 guy, that might be just the match for you. Just an epic TVZ best of 5. So
it was a great
check
long
that out.
night last night. I had a lot of fun casting that with you. And it's going to be an excellent day here today. Got 4 great players.
Yeah, it's actually quite a nice group, so I'm looking forward to that. We've had a couple of very good groups already. Unfortunately, our non-Korean players having a bit of a hard time, not able to get through yet. Laser and Scarlet both knocked out, but both showing good performances as well.
So far, not so good for the non-Korean representation. We still have other players who are not Koreans who will be competing, but none here today.
Yeah. And that's fine. The group we have is actually very exciting anyways. Some fan favorites like SOS and Solar are going to be playing, along with True and Keen, as you see here. It's a cool group because there's a lot of upset potential all over the place. Every player here can actually beat every other player here. And, I mean, that just makes it super interesting for me. Keen is kind of an upset artist, as is True. And True, of course, playing a very different style than everyone else. SOS, some days he's the best player in the world, some days he just dies. And, Solar, probably the most solid out of the group in a lot of ways.
Yeah, if I had to pick 2 favorites here, well, obviously I'm always going to go with SOS. That's nothing new. Maybe Solar as well? I don't know.
Totally.
해볼만 조인 것 같아요. 1티어 선수보다 2티어, 4티어 선수들이 할만한 것 같아서 해외 리그에서 뛰다 온 방태수 선수가 제일 해볼만 하지 않을까 생각하고 있어요.
저는 차라리 이렇게 다 빡센 조가 나온 것 같아서 차라리 제가 더 열심히 할 수 있을 것 같아서 좀 저는 더 좋은 것 같아요. 좀 태수 형이 제일 무서워요. 뭘 할지 모르는 선수여도 태수 형이 제일 무서워요.
조가 좀 빡세더라고요. 나머지 선수들이 워낙 잘해가지고.
그렇게 쉽지도 않고 그렇게 어렵지도 않고 뭔가 방패수 보니까 웃겼어요. 그냥 조가 16강 뚫길래 와 이거는 진짜 2002년 월드컵급이다 하고 보고 있었는데 둘이 잘 놀고 있구나. 네, 그렇게 생각했어요.
원래 자기 게임 안 한다고 은퇴한 척을 했었거든요. 근데 또 보니까 되게 열심히 하고 오면서 다시 게임을 복귀를 했더라고요. 그래서 좀 약간 사기당했구나 이런 생각이 들었어요. 뭐 게이머들 다 똑같죠. 저는 게임은 안 믿어요. 뭐 근데 상위 라운드 가면 동영이 형은 못 올라올 것 같아가지고 여비 형이랑 당분간 좀 연습 안 하려고요.
그날 저도 좀 생각을 많이 했는데 심리전만 좀 이겼으면 아마 조성주 선수가 우승도 못하지 않았을까라는 생각도 해봤어요.
토스로 하겠습니다. 토스가 정말 세거든요. 토스가 질럿을 발업을 하면 공격력이 붙어요. 그 점이 정말 저는 유진이가 좀 종족 사기성을 좀 얍삽하게 잘 이용하긴 하죠.
테란? 손은 안 되지만 테란이 뭔가 할 게 많거든요. 그래서 뭔가 재밌게 할 수 있을 것 같아요. 저거는 두들겨 맞기만 해야 돼가지고 테란이 재밌을 것 같아요. 느리긴 한데 뭐 빨라도 못하는 선수 많잖아요. 재선이요.
저는 성주로 참여하고 싶습니다. 성주. 진짜 어리고 게임 잘하고 돈도 많고 완벽하네요.
저는 축구 선수로 태어나고 싶어요. 손흥민 같은 선수. 제가 축구를 다 즐겨보는데 되게 축구 선수들 되게 멋있더라고요.
이신영 선수? 게임 스타일도 제가 좋아하는 스타일이기도 하고요. 외적이나 성적이나 잘 나가는 선수잖아요.
어윤수? 우승을 향해 몇 년 동안 그 도전하는 마음이 너무 아름답네요. 근데 요즘 저도 뭔가 어윤수랑 놀아서 그런지 어윤수와 돼가고 있어서 이런 말 할 처지는 아니긴 한데 그 느낌이 있을 것 같아요. 노력해가는 그 느낌. 대왕들을 부수다가 마지막 보스를 못 무너뜨리는 느낌?
Wow, did you see that last slide? The one of Solar where the jacket's halfway off?
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Is he putting it on or taking it off?
That's how you know this isn't a kid's show.
Showing a
There
bit
he
of-
is. Look at him.
Showing a bit of shoulder
Solar.
there.
Yeah, look at that nice shoulder. Ooh, see, you've got a pocket on your white shirt, Solar. Very exciting.
You put pens in that pocket?
Yeah, whatever he wants.
Ah.
Maybe he's a bad boy. Maybe he puts his Marlboros in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. This is going to be a great night tonight. To start things off, SOS guy is so sick.
Yeah.
I
So
expect
sick
him
is
to
what
get-
his ID stands for. I asked him.
Ooh, I like that. I mean, I expect him to get out of the group no matter what. I think True makes this group a lot harder to predict. Keen is just a solid player. He's delivered before.
Yeah.
And I think Solar, we should not be surprised if he gets out.
Yeah. Well, it's a group full of guys that can make upsets, so it's just like a very entertaining group. Obviously, SOS and Solar are the favorites, but True and Keen do continually make those crazy upsets and are both very good players in their own rights with very different styles. So yeah, I mean, as you even heard from Keen there, and as you might recall, this guy had Maru dead to rights, and then Maru double proxy racks him, in the last two games because he was getting crushed by Keen all night, but. And, now here we have Maru at GSL champion at this point. Poor Keen, a round of 32 guy. A lot of people underestimate him. I'm not going to call him the most underestimated player, but he's very underestimated.
Yeah, he's still good. I mean, he's still showing up in GSLs. He's been around for a long time. I think sometimes people forget about that. I think when you think GSL Codas, Keen is not the first player who comes to mind.
No.
But he is around, and he is still striving to become a champion. By the way,
When you think of old school GSL Codas, who do you think of actually?
well, Fruit Dealer, but I also think of Nesty for sure. I think.
How about out of the
Genius?
active guys?
Oh, okay. Out of the active guys, the first name that came to my mind, honestly, was Leenock. How about you?
Okay. First one that came to my mind was Gumiho, but
Okay.
there's a whole group
Yeah.
of them. Gumiho, Leenock, Lucira, Alive.
Well, we've had players that have popped in later on in StarCraft 2 and dominated, and then we've had people that started right when it came out and just never quit.
Yeah.
Keen being one of them, by the way.
Yeah, no, he's been around for a very, very, very long time. And
When did SOS come onto the scene?
with the
I feel
Kespa
like
switch.
That's right. Okay, he was in that Kespa switch. We had so many players that switched over that I think we were maybe a little bit more focused on when that big switch happened.
Yeah, well,
Then-
he
then-
wasn't at the top when he switched over.
Yeah.
He was not a very well-known Protoss in StarCraft 1. Didn't even use that ID. He was actually known as Shy. But anyways, True, another player who actually did switch over as well. If I recall, he was on CJ, right?
I think you are
99%
correct.
sure.
Yeah.
My memory is a little bit spotty, but anyways, True, definitely showed us some quality play. SOS being a little bit teasing there about him, how that round of 16 match, it's like they were both just having fun. But he pushed Dark to his limits, right? Went to game 5.
Why is he laughing? You see that? He keeps grinning.
I don't know.
Looks like there's, I see in the chat, a little bit of trash talk back and forth before we get this going. Again, SOS, I'd say, the most in-depth StarCraft 2 you can ask for comes from his games.
Yeah.
It's very safe to say that he's the best. He's been the best off and on throughout StarCraft 2, a two-time world champion.
Yeah.
It's not won a GSL yet, though.
2 second places, though,
Yeah.
which is no laughing matter, losing to Beyond Innovation. So that's like some top-tier players that took him
SOS,
down.
IEM champion as well. Now, True has had some domination overseas, and he's back right now here in the GSL Codas. This is a big challenge. Let's see how he does.
Jin Air Green Wings, SOS.
Indeed. Strong little SOS fan base down in the audience
Yeah.
today. Jeez. They were really loud.
Psystorm Gaming, True.
I gotta say, I think that True is underrated by a little bit. I think he's absolutely not a perfect Zerg by any means. He has a lot of things that he does need to clean up. He has kind of a chaotic, aggressive style. But the thing is, if he ever... He's got some very good and cool things about him. There's only one true style of Zerg. Go True.
True support here.
Yeah.
He needs it too, because I mean, SOS is one of the most popular players of all time.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
it'd be crazy if True could take him on here.
Well, SOS has like one of the best stories. You remember that video from IM Pyeongchang about
Oh, that was great. If you guys haven't seen that,
It's a
it should be
tearjerker.
on YouTube. From Switzerland. Thanks for
Ah.
coming down.
So
It's a long trip. Yeah, you know, I think that was one of the coolest videos of a background story, and I'm really glad that we're doing that now in StarCraft in general,
Yeah.
is we're getting a little bit more personal. You guys can find that on YouTube. I think it's SOS. What is that series called? Oh, man.
It wasn't Signature Series.
It was not the
something
signature
else.
series.
Just type in Pyeongchang.
SOS Pyeongchang, and it's one of these videos. I think it's like 4 minutes
From
long or
IM,
something.
so-
Yeah.
It's super good though. Like, it's
what-
one of the best videos that I've ever seen about
What
a player.
blew me away from this is I didn't realize, and maybe a lot of you guys watching didn't realize this if you haven't seen that video. SOS is from the farmland.
Yes, quite
You know?
literally.
Half of Korea's population lives in Seoul. And, you know, obviously south of here is Busan, which is also a massive city. Millions and millions of people there. So most of Korea, I think actually as a statistic, I think 85% of Korea is urban, where people live.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's so heavily.
And so,
urban.
to have that small amount of the population that actually lives out, like in the farmland, and then to think that he came from there, where PC cafes weren't just down the street, to then climb to be the very, very best player. You know, he was actually, when he was young, and they talk about that in the video too, but he would go to PC cafes and just watch people play StarCraft 1 as a kid.
Yeah. And he was a StarCraft 1 pro. Just to throw that out there.
Yeah,
Wasn't successful. Was still young when they switched.
Right. And now he's, you know, become the 2-time world champion.
It's a great story. Now, True, we don't get to, I guess, hear as much about True overall, but he's definitely done some interesting things, right? Like, dropped out of Code S to switch over to the WCS circuit, and now it's been the reverse of that. He's dropped out of WCS to come back to Korea and play here. And he did get round of 8 in Super Tournament. You can't take that away from him. By the way, this is one of the ugliest walls I've ever seen in my whole entire life.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to bring it up, but, like, I have to, because look at it. It's, I don't know. I'm not a fan of that wall. But
I'm wondering why the wall is the way it is, because it's SOS, so everything is done, generally speaking.
I think he actually misplaced the core.
You think it's just a
Why would you ever use
whoopsies?
this weird wall-in-looking thing he has? Like, pylons are infinitely more bustable than other buildings, and it's True you're against. There's no reason for this. We cannot attribute this to some sneaky, clever play from SOS, in my opinion.
Wow. Because I actually thought maybe there was something else to it.
Get wrecked, SOS, with your ugly wall-in.
Okay, 4 kills so far.
Ooh.
It looks like the Oracle will just barely,
Yeah.
narrowly get away.
Yeah, well done on that, actually. 4 kills, nice. But, okay, so look, I've been trying, because interesting things keep popping up that we're talking about, but, like, True is... I think that he is, like, he's still got a lot of potential. I don't think we've seen True's best yet. I think that if he cleans his play a little bit, because he's got, like, he's pretty darn decisive. He's definitely able and willing to take risks. He's a generally aggressive Zerg. A lot of Zergs are very sit-back and macro type of Zergs. But some of the best players of all time are very aggressive Zerg players, right? And I think if he just, you know, he gets his economy and defense maybe a little bit more together, and like it's hard to play at the top level as an aggressive Zerg, you know? Especially some of these mid-level guys. You know, you hit the very best players, and they're just like, oh, no. This isn't...
Well,
this
they
is what
just
Dark
don't
does,
die
but-
to stuff, you know?
Yeah, so... But, I don't know. I have a hard time right now describing what I'm trying to say here, but it basically comes down to, I think that if True really takes StarCraft super seriously for the next couple of years and really works on his play and kind of retains part of his style, doesn't try to copy other people too much, I think he could just be one of these really top guys eventually.
By the way, SOS managed to sneak those zealots all the way around to the bottom left. I don't believe they've been spotted, and the Warp Prism Harass is going to come in with the 2 Archons, of course. So he's going to try to hit the hatchery or maybe the drones while this Archon drop is starting here in the main.
Well, plenty of units here at the third base, but let's see what the Archons can actually do in the main. Oh man, with the Zealot warping as well, oh, he might end up losing a lot.
Oh wow, I think he...
Oh, good
SOS
drum
really...
pull.
Yeah, I think SOS almost missed an opportunity to kill even more drones, but he is hitting both these locations at once here. He might even try to snag that spawning pool.
Yeah, the multitasking here a little bit off for True. He had more than enough units to knock out these units, and then maybe he just grabbed everything and sent it to the main. So the third base, he's actually taking a lot of damage
I
at.
think this actually is going to be too much damage, Artosis. This is going to kill the queens over here, and I think those zealots are actually still hitting that hatch. I think we might have a bop here. I don't think this was intended to end the game, but this has done so much damage.
Yeah,
that,
it seems that way.
I mean, the Archons are still here. I don't see anything mining at the third base. And I mean, the spawning pool and the Hydra Den will... Okay, there it is, GG.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a bop, unfortunately, because with the build that True did, like, he went into Hydras, so if you end up holding that with Hydra tech, you're actually in pretty good shape. I feel like what went wrong there, and we didn't see exactly how it went wrong, but he had the units at the third base that could easily stop the 5 Zealots or so and a death that came in. And then we went back, and there were no units in the main, right? So I think he sent all those units, including the 3 queens that were there with his Hydralisk, towards his main base. But during that time, right, he lost a bunch of drones at his third. His drone transfer out of his main base was okay. He didn't lose too many drones doing that because he was running his queen around. But yeah, it just seems like his multitask there, his multi-pronged defense, I guess, as we should call it, it went wrong. It just went totally wrong, and he died.
That's right. We're now going to go to game number 2 on Blackpink. SOS looking very dominant. I feel like True was stopped before he could really even start. Let's see if he can redeem himself now. Otherwise, SOS will easily and possibly very quickly go to that winner's match. We're almost speedrunning, considering how short that first game was. All right, let's go.
Fight! Jin Air Green Wings, SOS. Psystorm Gaming, True.
So let's kind of expand on the way that SOS plays, because if you don't follow StarCraft very closely or you don't play, it's very subtle, a lot of the stuff he pulls off. He's got a very obtuse way of playing the game, and it seems like out of all the StarCraft 2 players that we've ever had, he's someone who can come up with this solution in any given scenario that he's put in. Any weird map, any base trade situation we've seen him, he can look at a moment and say, okay, that's exactly what I got to do to win, and handle it perfectly. Whereas, and I think he comes with a lot of good strategies and builds as well, but certainly out of all the players that we've had, he's the one who actually has, I think, the most responses, the most nuance.
Yeah, like, I do agree with what you're saying. I'm trying to think of what exactly to add to it. Like, he's such a creative, out of the box thinking, like free thinking player.
Yeah.
And I guess that part of this is why he also sometimes loses. He doesn't win every tournament, and sometimes he falls out a little bit early. He doesn't have the same level of stability as a few other players, because you can't only be creative and use mind games and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, this is kind of one of the powers of stats, for instance, right? Where it's like, Stats has the utmost stability with Protoss.
Yeah, no,
He
you
is
can
the most stable Protoss player in the world, and he shows it over and over and over because that's what he is, stable. And that's not a way that you can describe SOS. And the thing is, his base skills are better than almost every other Protoss in the world still. But, yeah.
It's funny, especially when you look at a name like Stats. Yeah, I mean, he's somebody who's very defensive. He's just harvested a lot of data about how to hold off different attacks and wants to get to late game where SOS is very tricky. And he absolutely is able to abuse Protoss like nobody else really in the game. I mean, Hero comes to mind as well, but SOS's games are weird in a very good way.
Well, here he's getting the charge upgrade. And doesn't have that many probes right now. This could be a charge all in coming up.
I don't see why not. Oh, hold on. Link's getting inside.
Well. Gets those speedlings in. The nice micro on that Stalker getting it back, but losing this many probes already, this is about as bad as it can be.
He's going to lose the pylon here as well. Yeah, well, this is going to be another fast game. GG!
Deadly and decisive play from True.
Yep. If you don't have your Zerglings there something to block the Zerglings, yeah, you just lose.
Yeah, well, this is...
Well, we got 2 bops in a row, Artosis. Can we get a third?
Well, we might be able to. This is a quick series so far. But this is the thing about True, right? A lot of Zergs will actually just go into like a macro game from there, right? Try to defend against this charge incoming thing. But True is not at all scared to mix it up, and that adds a lot of volatility. It's like, can you play like SOS is trying to play here? Scouting, harassing, skipping on units against True. Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
I got to point out here, we've been live for 22 minutes. Yep. We did the intro. We had that the players interviewed. We've already knocked down 2 games.
Yeah.
That's how fast this has been.
Pretty fast.
Going to game 3, it's going to be on Catalyst. SOS is going to have to be a little bit more cautious. That's a kind of a shocking way to lose a game in a GSL match. Let's see what happens in game 3.
Jin Air Green Wings, SOS.
Trying to get a little bit aggressive that game, I think. He didn't live long enough to truly show us, but it looked like it.
Psystorm Gaming, True.
Of course, True able to just kill him instantly with that Zergling attack.
Yeah, that feels good when you win a game like that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, whether it's a ladder game or a tournament, just taking a game that simply, especially considering how complex a lot of StarCraft games can get. If you could just steal a win like that, nice.
Now, tell me what you think about this, the fact that True's going to go for an offensive hatchery.
I like it. I mean, this is True. I believe it was when we were in Montreal, he dominated that tournament. And a lot of it was with really aggressive play. We were casting the non-Korean players playing these epic macro games, and they're so good. And whenever I get to cast one of True's games, just Lings and Banelings coming in, everything's dying, the games are all under 10 minutes. I think that True's greatest strength is that he's one of the toughest aggro players in StarCraft. So why not start with a play like this that's going to try to get Sue on a different footing. Now, that being said, and we mentioned this in I think it was game 2, SOS is probably the best at handling weird situations.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting because there is an overlap there. Very oftentimes we see True bring the game into a chaotic state and win because he has so much experience in those states. But truly, there wouldn't be a Protoss that's better at dealing with things like this. So, like, generally speaking, I love moves like this hatchery that just kind of throw a wrench into the build order of the Protoss player and kind of put them down, put them in a place where they have to play your game.
Yeah.
But I think SOS might be the one guy where it's like, oh, I'm not so certain that this is the guy to do this against. Because I think that this doesn't affect him at all. You know what I mean? Like
I believe it was either SOS, or back when Genius was playing, that expression we were using, I know this exactly. You know what I'm talking about?
I think you were using that with innovation
Was it?
specifically.
Okay. But SOS is one of those players where you could put him in an odd spot and he goes, oh, no, I already know how to do this perfectly.
Yeah.
And you should never, ever do this against me.
Well, 2 Zealots and an Adept is definitely a very fearsome force here. Queen pops out.
It's possible that True underestimated how quickly SOS would try to come out and attack here.
Well, I would say the 2 Zealot and Adept isn't like the most uncommon thing to see as a follow-up here. But how much damage will he end up getting done? The 2 Queens are helping out quite a bit. Oh, the Adept actually got out, just barely. Wow.
Yeah, narrowly escaped.
Yeah, look at
this
that.
forces Zerg to make a lot of lings and try to defend, because when you put that hatchery down there, you are basically slowing the Protoss down from massing up a bunch of probes. But doing plays like this, and the fact that he's actually gotten in here again, delayed mining, and it looks like he's going to get, I think, okay, he got 2 drones so far. I don't know if he's going to get a 3rd here.
Yeah, I think that he can probably hold it from here, but still, I mean, he's putting on some decent pressure. He's forced so many lings that's a big part of this as well. Of course, we saw on the other side there is a Stalker out. Oh, nice. Kind of blocking him there for a moment to confirm the kill, I guess. But he's killed an Overlord with that Stalker. He can kind of go into whatever tech you'd like at this point.
Yeah, let's see where the game goes now for SOS. True is taking his 3rd here.
Yeah.
Getting that ling speed. He may try to poke out again with some of these Adepts. Definitely liking that pressure play.
I think we're just going to see 3-gate Glaives, maybe into an expand. That's what it looks like right now to me.
And there's that Glaives upgrade. Warp Gate just now finishing up. There are 2 Adepts headed southbound. Looks like Shine's going to show us in just a second here, because these Adepts are also leaving.
This is an important moment. If he can stop all these Adepts dead, that's going to be really, really nice for True. He's getting the Roach Horn as well to help deal with it. 2 drones.
Oh. Okay, he's going to try to shade away here. Deciding to just pick the fights with the links. This is pretty cool. He's coming in with these 3 Adepts here. There's 1 Adept, I believe, that went into the main.
I think
Wait, no, did it
he
actually
just
go?
killed it. I think he just barely killed it
just
before
at the
shade.
tail end? Okay. Anyways, there's more Adepts coming out. Glaives is on the way, along with that Robo. A pretty intense pressure play, though, here by SOS.
Yeah.
Any drones he can try to snag, he's going to go for.
And it is forcing some Roaches out. You don't necessarily have to play with Roach against 3-gate Glaives, but there wasn't a lot of intel here for True either, right? He lost his Overlord that was in the main base to that Stalker right off the bat. So.
Okay, this is a great runaround, though. These lings are headed up here to the 12 o'clock spot to try to take out that Nexus. I don't see anything to defend there just yet.
That's definitely a force cancel.
Right? Yeah, it has to be.
Right? Yeah, no, there's
Pylon's
no
gonna
way.
go down, no way to warp in. But SOS is doing a lot of damage to this 3rd. If a Protoss is on 2 base, they'll happily accept that if they can get the Zerg to be on 2 base as well. Oh my gosh, hold on. He needs to make sure he's targeting that. Did True just bungle this? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. He's busy microing at home. So it seems like that's what's going on here. That's too bad, because that Nexus
Oh my god, is he going to
should be dead. Okay, he's sending more units up, so he will still kill this Nexus.
Okay, but I think he's going to lose that 3rd hatch.
He shaded away from it, looks like, going after drones instead.
Oh, no, you're right.
Might go back, though. He did transfuse it one time.
Look at this play. He's going to get it now.
He is
so
going to get
sick.
it. He's going to get it. The economy of SOS isn't huge. I guess the economy of True is worse, though. So that's painful. And with Dark Shrine on the way, as well as the Warp Prism, definitely has a lot of harass potential, but Lair is done for True.
This is going to be cool.
Yeah, I like this for SOS.
Yeah, no, I would take SOS's position for sure.
Ooh, handsome Spire.
Yeah, look at this.
Oh.
He's going to try to mix it up.
Oh, I like that a lot. That's
Well, hold on.
super
Are these
cool.
Adepts going to see it, though? Hold on. They're coming so close. Yes.
Okay, they see it, but I think it's still not the worst thing. Okay, he's actually getting Blink right now, so that's going to be his counterplay to any possible Mutalisks coming out.
By the way, the War Prism is headed over here towards the main in the bottom right. SOS is remaking that Nexus. The Nexus is coming along, as is True's third base. But we have 4 DTs, 2 Sword DTs, and 2 Scythe DTs, Artosis.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't see anything to
Here he
spot
comes.
this.
Oh, brutal,
my
brutal.
God. Immediately,
So
12
many.
kills.
So many drones going down.
Look at this. He's
Oh
also
no! Oh, everything is wrong. Oh, poor True. I was so excited about that Spire play. Now we're never going to see it. Too much damage being dealt by these DTs as well.
Yeah, this is 15 drones killed. A Queen goes down as well. He's even going to move the DT over to the third.
Oh,
Look at this. He's still doing damage.
Yeah.
He might try to target down the layer and try to draw that army back over there. There's still this DT. None of the DTs have been killed off, by the way,
Yeah.
guys.
True is in just an awful spot right now. He's got 30 drones to his name. It looks like he's going to do it. Is he doing a counterattack? There's like some units randomly in the middle.
I think True's just falling apart. I think he got thrown off here and is just so tilted.
He's kind of all in at this point.
Oh, well, hold on. They're going around each other.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's a lot less that he needs to kill off if it is a base trade over here.
Yeah, there's like no defense for True. Like
Also,
SOS
with
can just run him
Blink
over.
a DT tech, you could definitely snipe the Overseer and make DTs.
it's-
So I don't see this as a solvable position right now.
It's not a much worse situation this could ever be.
Yeah.
True.
Okay, so he's going to come up here now.
Hey, he forced a recall.
Yeah, not
That's
bad.
actually something.
Well, a lot of these links can go into the main.
Oh, sick as Biles.
All right, but he still has these 2 Immortals. They're in a good spot. These Lings are doing a ton of damage. However, I don't think it can match the damage that SOS has already inflicted here on True.
Yeah, he has to hit like. Look now, his
Yeah,
drones
this
are all
is over.
gone.
I mean, he could try to put up a fight here, but at the end of the day, Protoss is still mining enough that he can keep warping.
Well, he has to kill him
units
with what
in.
he has.
Yeah.
And that doesn't seem too likely.
Again, more corrosive Biles fired out here.
A lot of sick Biles.
Yeah, the 3rd Immortal comes out. When you have as many Immortals as there are Ravagers, it's not looking good here for the Zerg.
Not so
So
much.
we should see GG in a second as that attack ends. And there it is. GG.
Okay, that was a nice little series, and it was actually pretty close, pretty well contested. SOS wins, but not an easy victory by any means.
No.
So, well done by True. Can't count him out tonight. I do want to go back to something you just said just real quick.
Please.
You said when you have as many Immortals as Ravagers, it doesn't go well for the Ravagers. But I challenge you to this. What if there are so many Immortals and so many Ravagers that they each take up half the map? You can't dodge Corrosive Biles at this point. Do the Ravagers eventually win when we get to gigantic numbers where nothing can move?
No, I think the Immortals still win. They're too good.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're going to a break. We come back. Keeper Solar. Stick around.
My feet on the ground.